What is up, everyone? How are all of you doing? I hope you're all having a great Monday. A fantastic Monday. Frozen on Twitch. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see all of you. I am going to be running late all week this week. I've got dad duties to take care of, so I'm going to be taking care of those dad duties. But yeah, we're gonna get into the news. And because it's later in my day, it means I'm not gonna have coffee. Normally I have coffee, but I'm not gonna have coffee. Instead, what I'm gonna have is a cool, refreshing Pepsi. Yes, cherry Pepsi. Yes, sold at your local grocer and supermarket. Share it with your family and enjoy the cool, refreshing taste. As a matter of fact, how about I crack it open and you can hear the cheap, cool, refreshing taste of Pepsi Cherry. Let's do it, folks. Hang on. Let's see if I can do this right. Oh, that feels so good, right? It feels good for the ears. Yeah. It's great. All right, so that's going to be my beverage of choice for the day. All right, so let's get into the news. First of all, the reason why I chose the title that I chose. Okay, one second. Let me make sure I've got everything. Yeah, we're good. All right, good. All right, so the primary reason why I chose the title that I did is this. Yeah, that's right. God is an old school butch. All right. So with that, let's get into the daily tech news. We'll cover as much as we can here with the time that I have available to me. We'll get into it. Let's start with this guy. Switch over. Switzerland says government data stolen in ransomware attack. Swiss ain't looking so hot right now. The government in Switzerland is informing that sensitive information from various federal offices have been impacted by a ransomware attack at the third-party organization Radix. The hackers have stolen data from Radix systems and later leaked it on the dark web. The exposed data is being analyzed by the country's National Cybersecurity Center, and Radix has been targeted by a ransomware attack with data stolen and encrypted. It includes, the customers include various federal offices. So the issue here is that this data is federal data. This includes, if I remember correctly, Swiss federal government, cantonal and municipal authorities, and other public and private organizations. And I want to say that it also includes federal employee data. I'm pretty sure it's federal employee data. In any case, so they've had to tell people who have been impacted by the breach. It's a 1.3 terabyte archive of potential leaked data. It includes several document scans, financial records, contracts, and communications. The data is being offered for free. So check this out. Check it out. Normally, these kinds of hackers will take all of this data and then they'll sell it for a pretty penny, for a cool, few $100,000, just chump change, right? Pocket change. These guys are like, no, man, we don't need to sell it. You can have it for free. Imagine being so wealthy that you give this information out for free. That's crazy. That's crazy. So poor Switzerland. They're not having a good time right now, unfortunately. All right, next. Next. Don't do next. Not even once, all right? What's up? What's up, Mist? Good to see you, man, on the YouTube side. All right, here we go. FBI. Cyber criminals steal health data posing as fraud investigators. Yeah. So the title basically says it all. What's happening here is that criminals, these crooks, I tell you, they're sending emails and text messages to patients and healthcare providers, disguising them as legitimate communications from trusted healthcare authorities. The messages are designed to pressure victims into disclosing protected health information, medical records, personal financial details, or providing reimbursements for alleged service overpayments or non-covered services. And the FBI says, hey, be careful out there. If someone's messaging you with this kind of stuff, they're probably lying to you, and you probably shouldn't give them any information. Please, to all the viewers out there, please be careful for stuff like this. Please watch out for stuff like this. If people are asking you for personal information, they probably are not legitimate. If it was someone who actually worked at a health insurance agency or something like this, they already have the information they need. They don't need you to send it to them via email, especially, or via a text message. That's insane. Don't do that, all right? Just don't. Listen to the FBI in this case. In the case of Russian collusion, don't listen to them. In this case, listen to them. What's up, Ghost Magic? Good to see you, man. Yeah, birds. Globalists are crapping themselves over that one. Yeah. All right. I wish Ross was around. Too bad Ross isn't here for this one. Ross on Twitch and X usually likes these healthcare ones, but that's fine. We'll soldier on without Ross. Why 95% of phishing attacks go unreported in healthcare. Why healthcare staff fail to report phishing. And this one is a really easy article. Some hesitate out of fear, worried they'll be blamed if they clicked something they shouldn't have. Others assume IT teams are too overloaded to respond. Many simply miss the signs of a phishing email amid a flood of daily messages, especially when working with outdated systems that make reporting feel like guesswork. So yes, unfortunately, when it comes to healthcare providers, including hospitals, sperm banks, blood donations, etc., a lot of people who work in these environments fall victim to phishing campaigns, which can absolutely lead to the exposure of your data, your sperm data, your blood data. And because of these factors that we just went over up at the top here, these phishing campaigns, these phishing exposures don't go reported 95% of the time. 95% of the time. So be careful out there. Next time you want to make a few bucks and you go hit that sperm bank, please be careful, all right? It's dangerous. Dangerous. Next, supermarket giant admits 2.2 million people could be hit by worrying data breach. What to do if you're affected? Who is this data giant, this super giant, whatever? Ahold Delhaize, we did talk about this before. This article, I believe we talked about it 1 or 2 episodes ago, but the article added some extra information. A number of people, 2.2 million people, and the information that was released. It includes things like full names, postal addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, dates of birth, government-issued ID numbers, bank account numbers, health information, and other employment-related information. So this isn't quite Krispy Kreme level. This is more like a 7 out of 10 on the Krispy Kreme scale. All right, but still, if you're in Maine, all right, please be careful again, because your data might be out there. It just never ends. These things never seem to end. By the way, I came up with a funny joke but I'll save it for the end. I came up with a funny joke. I'll save it for the end. We'll do the joke at the end. Up next. Let me pop out here like this, and we'll do that. Europol dismantles $540 million cryptocurrency fraud network, arrests 5 suspects. So this is good. This is a positive thing. I'm glad to be reading more articles like this. Things like this have been popping up on the news feeds more often. People are getting arrested. People are getting caught. This is good. Europol, which according to a lot of movies and TV shows, Europol does great work, top-notch work, on Monday announced the takedown of a cryptocurrency investment fraud ring that laundered 460 million euros, $540 million, from more than 5,000 victims across the world. The operation, the agency said, was carried out by the Spanish Guardia Civil along with support from law enforcement authorities from Estonia, France, and the United States. Europol said the investigation into the syndicate started in 2023. That is a long game. That is a long game. Yeah. And it worked out. 3 arrests took place in the Canary Islands. 2 others were apprehended in Madrid. They used a network of associates to raise funds through cash withdrawals, bank transfers, and crypto transfers. And they got people to buy into fake investments and stuff like this. It's the typical thing. This is good. I'm glad that they got caught. According to a report from Interpol last week, cybercrime reports account for more than 30% of all reported crimes in Western and Eastern Africa. This included online scams, ransomware, business email compromise, and digital... I'm not even sure I can say this word exactly, but there you go. That's a lot. 30% of all reported crimes in Western and Eastern Africa are cybercrimes. That's a crazy number. Crazy number. But there you go, some good news. Bird on YouTube, have you ever used those services that will try to get your data removed from all places on the web? I have not used those services. I don't know how well they work. And even if they do work, there's no way that they can work fully, which means that there is always the risk that they're going to miss something, and all it takes is one. That's it. All it takes is one place to have your data, and you're out. Your data's out there. So it's almost useless in a way. It almost doesn't matter. The best thing you can do is monitor your credit activity and try and rotate your passwords as often as you think about it, and just do your best. Because there's no shot that any service out there is going to have a 100% success rate on that. So, birds, yeah. By the way, birds on YouTube, I have one for you, brother. I have something for you. I came up with this one. This is for you. Let's see if I can do this right. Hang on. We'll do this like this. There you go, birds. There you go. How do you like that? Yeah. Nice. Okay, let's keep going. Now, this one is very, very interesting. I'm keeping an eye on this one. Let me switch over properly here. International Criminal Court hit with sophisticated cyber attack. Yes, the ICC, the International Criminal Court. Okay. They had a sophisticated and targeted cybersecurity incident take place last week. In-house alert and response mechanisms swiftly discovered, confirmed, and contained the incident before any substantial damage was done to its network systems. A court-wide impact analysis is being carried out, and steps are already being taken to mitigate any effects of the incident, the ICC said. I did not see any further updated information, but I find this to be quite interesting in light of recent events. And this comes from, what day would this be? 1st of July. So we're talking about 6 days ago, because I'm always behind on these things. The ICC is an international tribunal based in the Hague, in the Netherlands. It was established in 2002 to prosecute individuals for war crimes, genocide, and crimes against humanity under international law. This is the second targeted attack on international court. In recent months, the ICC has been under increased scrutiny since it issued an arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu last November for alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity during the Gaza conflict, according to Reuters. It's also not the first time the judicial body has experienced a major cyber intrusion. In September 2023, the ICC announced attackers had breached its systems in an unprecedented act of espionage, calling it a serious attempt to undermine the court's mandate. After the days-long attack, ICC prosecutor Karim Khan also warned against future ICC cyber attacks and said more security measures needed to be put in place to protect the organization's data. To note, the ICC has never revealed what data may have been accessed in the 2023 attack, nor where the attack originated from, including if those details were ever discovered. Linked to the Russian invasion of Ukraine in March 2023, that year, the ICC issued an arrest warrant against Russian President Vladimir Putin on suspicion of illegally deporting children from Ukraine. Additionally, the Intergovernmental Tribunal was investigating possible Russian war atrocities in Georgia. In response, Russia, which does not recognize the court's jurisdiction, issued arrest warrants against senior ICC judges at the time. Last June, the ICC said it was also considering whether or not to investigate Russian cyber attacks carried out on the Ukrainian population as possible war crimes. In one of the first major cyber warfare operations, Russian hackers turned off the heating to over 600 apartment buildings in the Ukrainian city of, I can't pronounce that, Lviv, I think, Lviv, leaving residents in freezing temperatures for several days last January. And this spring, the Dutch Military Intelligence and Security Service said it had uncovered several operations conducted by Russian hackers in the Netherlands last year. Neither Russia or Israel are members of the court. So, this is quite interesting and timely. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I think there are definitely games being played. Games are afoot, so to speak. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to be seeing more of these kinds of news items pop up. They already have. I mean, just look at Russia and Ukraine. There's already, issues there, and Iran and Israel as well. You're going to see all kinds of cybersecurity stuff there. Now, up next, Scattered Spider. Now, if you're a regular viewer, you'll note that Scattered Spider is a name that we often talk about. It's a name that we often talk about. We often talk about Scattered Spider, and I'm seeing them more and more and more. They're definitely making a splash. They keep popping up on all of these cybersecurity articles, and we have yet another one. Scattered Spider crime spree takes flight as focus turns to aviation sector. These guys are social engineering pros. That's been their typical mode of operation. They do social engineering, and they do it really, really well. They are switching to the aviation industry. What they'll do is they will call up help desk customer support agents, IT help desks, employees in typical office environments. They will pretend to be whomever they need to pretend to be. They will make you provide IDs, passwords, etc. We've covered a bunch of these time and time again. People are keeping an eye on these guys because they're one of the most well-known groups right now. They're popping up everywhere. The Canada WestJet. Oh, Canada. Okay. You're all a bunch of hosers, by the way. You're all of your hosers. In any case, they're popping up everywhere, and they're making waves. So I'm going to keep an eye on this as well. And note that in some cases, it is not a requirement to have bad technical security. Sometimes all it takes is the right social engineering, and a person will give you all the access you could want. Not all hacks are made equal. If you work in an office and someone calls you and wants you to, especially hurriedly, provide information like your employee ID or passwords or things like that, you should probably assume that they're lying to you. All right. What's up, Adaraz on Twitch? Yeah, sure. Of course, I believe you. Yeah, Adaraz, you should believe me. You absolutely should believe me, Adaraz. Remember, I came all the way across the universe to become a streamer. Right? You have to believe me. It's a requirement that you believe me. Absolutely a requirement that you believe me. Yeah, what's up, Crispy on YouTube? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me do one thing here. Just a sec. Yes, you have divine knowledge. Of course I have divine knowledge. What are you talking about? Of course I have divine knowledge. One sec. Let me pull a question mark. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Okay, here we go. That's it. We're good. I just needed to pull up a tab. All right, up next. Let me make sure I've got the right tab up. Yep, I do. Here we go. Identities of more than 80 Americans stolen for North Korean IT worker scams. Yes, the U.S. Justice Department revealed the identity theft number along with one arrest and a crackdown on laptop farms that allegedly facilitate North Korean tech worker impersonators across the U.S. So, essentially what's happening is that North Korean hackers are pulling identities off of leaked information, such as we cover on a daily basis on these streams. And they will do so because having a person's actual identity, a real identity, gets you a lot farther than making one up with AI. Now, they might round out the identity with a bit of AI here and there, but essentially they take over the identity, a real identity, and then they go and submit resumes for jobs at companies where they can get all kinds of juicy information that feels refreshing and cool to sip, much like the refreshing, cool taste of Pepsi Cherry. So good. Not sponsored. And so they'll set up laptop farms. There are a few people who are designated as running the laptop farms at actual locations in the US. They will receive a work laptop. They'll go to a central location. Then that person who is designated to manage all of them will make sure there's remote access available. The North Koreans will remotely connect to the work laptops. They'll work away. They'll gather all kinds of information, etc. Now, pro tip, okay, first of all, be careful about this. You always want to make sure that the person that you're, say, interviewing or who joins your company can do things like put their hand over their face during a Zoom interview call or, video calls just in general. You want to do things like that so that it breaks the, see, I'm a real person, right? I'm real. Look at how real I am. I'm so real. Refreshing. What's up, Travis? Good to see you, man. Second of all, if you want to scare away North Koreans, all you have to do is ask one question. And that question is, how fat is Kim Jong-un? If you ask that question and someone is trying to trick you, a North Korean fake worker is trying to trick you, they will not be able to answer that question. They're actually like by law, by penalty of 404, they cannot answer that question. So that's it. Okay. This one is an article that I'm not sure what to make of just yet. However, we're gonna take a look at this and we're gonna deal with it as best as we can. Freelancers using AI tools earn 40% more per hour than peers. Freelance workers using AI tools are earning significantly more than their counterparts, with AI-related freelance earnings climbing 25% year over year, and AI freelancers commanding over 40% higher hourly rates than non-AI workers, according to new data from Upwork, which is essentially a race to the bottom freelance system where you get the most amount of work at the cheapest possible dollars to you, and you essentially just suffer. It's just a suffer. It's just a living hell. That's all Upwork is. The freelance marketplace analyzed over 130 work categories and tracked millions of job posts over 6 months, finding that generative AI is simultaneously replacing low complexity repetitive tasks while creating demand for AI augmented work. Workers using AI for augmentation outnumber those using it for automation by more than 2 to 1. There's a distinction here, right? Freelancers with coding skills comprising at least 25% of their work now earn 11% more for identical jobs compared to November 2022 when ChatGPT launched. Now, the reason why this one is a little bit nuanced, what it's essentially saying here is there are some low complexity jobs on Upwork that are being replaced entirely by generative AI, but nowhere near as much as you would think. What's actually happening on Upwork is that people who are programmers who are using AI to augment their work. So they still have, for example, 25% of their own work manual, but beyond that, they might be using AI to assist them on additional work. They're getting more work. They're outnumbering 2 to 1 the fully low complexity, fully automated AI work. So there's a little bit of positivity to this, which is AI is not really taking over, right? AI is doing the thing that it's really good for, which is super low complexity, dumb stuff, caveman dumb stuff. Beyond that, you still need somebody who's skilled, and they're going to use AI to help them out with additional work. So it's not the most terrible, thing that for me to read, even though I hate this as a whole. I just hate the whole thing. It's just as stupid, the whole thing. But it's not the most terrible thing to read. No pun intended to anyone whose last name is Park, because I'm knocking it out of the park. There's no one here with the last name Park. I can guarantee you. It's safe, Travis. There's no one here. There's barely like 10 people here. There's barely 10 people across all the platforms who are watching, so don't worry about it. Okay, next article. Insider risk on the rise as survey finds 50% of employees have too much privileged access. And AI will make it far worse. 48% of ex-staff retain app credentials months after leaving. Yeah. Half of employees hold excessive rights across AI and SaaS estates, Cloud Eagle report finds. Invisible IT hides 60% of apps, undermining traditional identity controls. And of course, AI governance is a recommendation. So, surveying 1,000 CIOs and CISOs, 60% of SaaS and AI tools sit outside IT's oversight. Invisible IT is expanding insider risk, driving breaches, audit failures, and compliance headaches. Yep. Isn't this fantastic? Isn't this great? I think this is just great. Yeah, I missed. I turned off the interplay between Twitch chat and YouTube chat, because I might get in trouble for having that on, so I had to turn it off so that everybody's separate. In any case, there you go. That's really it. So essentially, before even AI came around, it was widely known and widely not tackled that employees had way too much access to way too much stuff, including after they were let go from a company. Whether they were laid off, fired, or they quit, they continued to have security access to stuff that they shouldn't have. We have IAM, identity and access management, that doesn't get updated, doesn't get rotated, doesn't get revoked, etc., etc. And then you add in AI on top of that, and it only gets worse. So that's fun. That's a fun time, right? Next. New flaw. New flaw in IDEs like Visual Studio Code lets malicious extensions bypass verified status. So there are extensions that you can install for things like Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, IntelliJ IDEA, and Cursor, because these extensions are able to flag themselves as verified, which looks all nice and legit to people like you and me. How? What happens is that the IDE, particularly in Visual Studio Code, will send a post request to a particular URL like this one to determine if an extension is verified or otherwise. And guess what the extensions can do? They can inject themselves into this post request, and they can return a positive verification status. And so then these extensions look verified. And they are particularly bad if you go and you download these extensions from non-official sources. They are packaged up in the exact kind of typical packaging you would expect any one of these extensions to exist in. They look completely fine. They get verified. They get the little blue check mark. Whatever it is, the white check mark, the blue check mark, I don't even know anymore. And you have no idea what's going on. So good luck out there. Be careful what you're using. And ideally, stop. Just do what I do. I don't even have it open right now. Hang on. Yeah, do this. Just use Sublime, okay? And don't use any extensions. Don't use LSPs. Don't use any syntax highlighting. Just don't do any of that, all right? You can't be hacked if you don't have anything to hack. Okay? Pro tip. Okay, next. Chrome 0 day under active attack. Google issues security update. There is a 0-day exploit that is available for Chrome. Make sure if you are using Chrome, you get the latest version. It allows a remote hacker to perform arbitrary read-write via a crafted HTML page. It's a flaw in the V8 JavaScript and WebAssembly engine. Go get the latest. Just use Vim. That's right, Travis. Just use Vim. Adaraz, you can't be hacked if you don't have a computer. Yes. Yes. Exactly. All right. And then this one I came across today. I believe this morning. I have no clue how true it is. I don't know. This could be completely made up, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was completely true. So on Reddit, there is /Rogers. Rogers is a telephone, like a phone service and internet service provider, particularly in Canada. I believe they also operate in the US. And this person apparently got laid off. According to this person, Rogers has been training customer service agents to train AI. without them even knowing for over a year. There's unpaid commissions. They're overworked. They were told that if they participated in some of these activities, that their work would get easier. Everything just led to them being laid off after the AI system was trained enough. And so they laid off a whole bunch of the customer service agents and replaced them with AI. And it was, what was it? Over 1,000? I think it was over 1,000. I'm pretty sure it was over 1,000 customer service agents were laid off. So imagine that you're working your little tush off for over a year because you keep getting told, yeah, things are going to be great. Don't worry, yada, yada, yada. And then this whole time, your hard work has been used to train AI, and then that AI system replaces you. Fantastic. Good job, Rogers. This is the future of employment with AI systems. And surely this can't go wrong, right? This will only be good, right? It'll only be good. Everything will work out just fine. Rogers will have no penalty as a result of this at all. Nothing bad will happen, right? Okay. That's it. That's all I have for today. It's a short one today because I'm late. Yeah, I'm going to be late all week. I've got stuff to do for my kid, being a dad, taking her to some stuff this week that she's got to do. So I'm not going to do very long ones. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to do I'm probably going to switch to a game dev, like game programming for the video. Yeah, Travis, that's right. Yeah, so I'm probably going to do that one tomorrow instead of a daily tech news stream. That buys me some time to make sure I'm properly prepared. Then Wednesday, I'll come back with a daily tech news stream. Thursday, I'll probably do another tech news stream. Friday, I am not going to be streaming. I won't have time to stream on Friday. It's not happening. Unless I do it really late at night, I doubt it. And then I'll try and stream again over the weekend. So that's kind of the plan right now. We'll see what happens. One way or another, I'll stream again tomorrow, but it'll probably be another short one. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the day plays out. But yeah. That's it. That's all I got for the day. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. I do have some stuff coming up this week that I'm going to be announcing. Update to the Enlightened Programming website. It's going to be fun stuff. Been working on it. But yeah, other than that, take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. Thanks for popping in. Remember to enjoy. To go to your local grocer and purchase the inexpensive Pepsi Cherry. Not sponsored. I'm not sponsored. Oh, by the way, this is the joke I came up with. What's the difference between a liberal programmer and a conservative programmer? A liberal writes code to change the world. A conservative writes code not to break the world. Peace out. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot, guys. I almost forgot. Pepsi sent me a list of people in chat who suck. It's a short list because there's not a lot of people in chat today. Travis, I'm sorry, man, but you suck today. According to Pepsi Cherry, you suck. Adaraz, you suck twice. Mist, you suck too. Crispy, you suck. Birds aren't real, you suck. And that's it. I have like 10 people who are watching me right now because I'm late. But whatever, I'll take it. All of you suck. By the way, if you're watching this later on, if you're watching the video recording of it, like the VOD after, you suck. That's right. Just because you're not in chat, just because you're watching the VOD, doesn't mean you don't suck. You do suck, according to Pepsi Cherry. you suck. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for all the support. Hit the like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Help me expand the reach in the algorithm, get more eyeballs on this kind of stuff. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.